Welcome back to the Bahamas and the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure 2019 as we continue day 3 of the main event. 34 players remaining from a total of 865 entries. That means everyone has now locked up 33 grand, but make no mistake about it, their eyes are on the first prize of more than $1.5 million. And right now, Scott Wellenbach is the favorite to win that prize. He's the chip leader coming into the next level. 1.69 million. Vicente Bosca second in chips. Daniel Strelitz, Chase Bianchi and Mihai Manole make up the top 5. And we've got the same lineup on the main stage for the next level. Blinds, by the way, are now 6,000, 12,000 with a big blind ante of 12K. I'm James Hartigan, he's Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And thrilled to be joined, making his annual appearance on the live stream, Brad Willis from the PokerStars blog.
I thought I would never be invited back after the last time.
You're always welcome, Brad. It's just we don't get to see you that much on the tour, and when we do, you are understandably a very busy man.
Yeah, well, you know, I think this is, I literally lost count. This is my 15th consecutive PCA.
Wow.
And I looked at myself in the mirror and looked at a picture of myself from the first one, and I'm not the same guy anymore. I'm slow. It takes a long time to get from one place to another.
So here's the lineup at the feature table. Tommy Nguyen is the table chip leader. No one's super short. Simon Deadman, the low man at the table, but he's got 33 big blinds. Tommy Nguyen opens under the gun with 10s.
Tempting with the 9-8 suited, but I think it's
He would have never folded that.
nah.
No, no chance. He might raise.
If I was in his spot. No, he would just call, but.
If I thought I was a really, really good-looking man and really, really loved myself, I would still look at Marc-Andre and think I was really ugly.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, constantly.
All right, not going to be a nat. Looks like he is going to try to isolate with a 3-bet. And he's going to get himself positioned this way as the button folds.
It's okay, you can say yes.
Deadman.
I love it when I look down at a good hand.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I hope I look down at a good hand right now. Like a really good one.
You know, in the big blind, he does have a really good one. Marc-Andre's plans to play a pot alone and or get a fold pre-flop.
I did.
Chino folds.
Wasn't a really good one.
Marc-Andre has made this re-raise just over 3x.
And the win calls. Out of position, but with the best hand. Ace 7 deuce, 10 still ahead. Although how much is Nguyen hating that ace?
Marc-Andre is probably loving it.
Well, the action has been checked to him.
Absolutely has to take a stab at this. Win a 90% favorite. Facing the heat.
Yeah, 75,000 into 220,000. Well, should win call, well, he doesn't. But had he called, Marc-Andre would have had less than pot behind going to the turn.
Well executed plan, good timing by Marc-Andre. You know what? You guys at the PokerStars blog are aces.
Oh, look at that.
And that comes out disingenuous, but man, you guys do a lot of great work, stuff we use on the broadcast all the time. And without it, I'd be a dead man.
Sekebrecht has raised with aces. Deadman does have ace-king. And with their stacks, 31 bigs, I think we know where this is going.
It's going all aboard the pain train. There's the 3-bet.
He raises to 72,000. Trying to work out who the effective stack is here. It's really close. I think Segerbrecht has got Deadman covered. Well, this is interesting. It doesn't go in pre. Segerbrecht just calls.
Uh-oh.
And it is a king high flop.
It's a horrible flop for Deadman, but he does have outs.
He's got more equity to chop than he does to win outright.
Go for big fat check raise here, Hardigan.
Well, doesn't get the opportunity because
Oh, goodness gracious.
Deadman checks behind and turns trips.
That is the sound of aces shattered.
We just saw some ridiculous coolers in the last session, but no one went broke. So what's probably going to happen here is that Segerbrecht will check, Deadman's going to make a half pot size bet, and Segerbrecht will fold.
Just tank fold. He's got to really hate this board. I mean, this is under the gun +1. What hands is Simon Deadman 3-betting under the gun +1 that don't connect with this board? Ace King's gonna be your biggest culprit. Then kings and queens. Best case scenario, Segerbrecht's got queens.
How does this get checked on the flop and turn?
Where is the money? What'd you do with the money, Karen?
Are we near a pay jump?
Yes. We're 2 away from a pay jump. So it's 113,000 from Segerbrecht.
I don't think anyone's going broke on this hand, though. I think you're right.
No.
I think Deadman can pretty much just call here.
Just calls. And Segerbrecht loses the minimum.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. Well, Klaus Segerbrecht is going to be left with 16 bigs. He's now the low man at the table. Simon Deadman now playing a 50 big blind stack after getting very lucky, spiking that king on the turn. Can't say I'm surprised that the pace has slowed. The rate of eliminations has fallen. With the flurry of bust outs that we've seen over the course of today.
I only thought it on the turn.
The river, is it? Yeah, the river, man.
I tell you, it's nice to hear people talking at the poker table. It's like this all over the floor out there. It's not just this table. People are talking and having a good time. It's different than just, you know, even as recently as a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we've had that with pretty much every table we brought to the main stage over the course of the last 2 days.
deuce on that.
If I do, I'm gonna show it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Chino's raised with ace-7. Simon defending his big blind here with ace-3.
Do you?
2 of them.
We're good.
Chino Rheem. Flopping really good. It's weird how cautiously everyone played the aces versus ace-king hand, and now it's just like chips flying in on the ace-3, ace-7 hand. I mean, this pot could be bigger when all's said and done. Chino's just not really supposed to have much of this raising under the gun. Ace-7 and ace-9 are really the only holdings he's supposed to have. And typically they're going to be suited. Now, six-handed at this table, so it becomes a little more likely that he would raise an offsuit. Ace-7, but it's just so unlikely you're going to flop trips.
So having check called flop for 23K, Simon Deadman check calls the turn for 59K.
So when Chino bets it again here, Simon's got to figure out what are hands that Chino can bet for 3 streets of value, and ace-9's probably not one of them because he's going to be worried about Deadman having a 7 when he calls twice. And Deadman's got a lot more 7s in his range calling out of the big blind. So the very fact that Chino's not afraid of this, and he's pretty much bombed this river, 177,000 into 232. And so now he's got to put Chino in a very narrow range of value hands or a pretty wide range of air balls. Ace-queen miss, ace-king miss, ace-jack miss, like all of the...
You bet 77 because you have a 7.
There you go.
Maybe.
That's 177 with ace-7.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
What do you have?
Not much.
One time bank card played so far.
9's full, another possibility.
Two time bank cards played.
And catching his 3 on the turn was pretty bad for Deadman. Man, I love the fact that he can't go in the tank for 10 minutes here, though, because he easily could.
Makes a disciplined fold. A good fold.
Thank you.
Chino Rheem still adds 125K to his stack and is up over the 50 big blind mark.
Chino Schleem.
If I run out, we can't buy anymore.
9 what?
Meanwhile, we are heading to one of the outer tables.
9 what?
Big pot here.
Excuse me, I told you.
Brian Altman has just bet 600,000 into a pot of 350,000.
Okay.
Decision on Franz Ditz.
What?
And you can see that Ditz has played 4 time bank cards.
Uh-oh.
This is a big decision.
Couple of levels left tonight, guys.
So it's a Jack 10, 7, deuce, deuce board. There's the call. And Brian Altman tables ace deuce for trip deuces. And Franz Ditz has mucked. So Brian Altman is up to 1.9 million and Franz Ditz is left with 150K.
Wow, that's like 10 big blinds.
Well, it looks like we have an all-in and a call. And
Whoops.
Segerbrecht does get in with the stars nuts.
Not gonna lie, I kind of don't want you to.
He needs to get lucky with nines.
I kind of want to.
Nothing personal.
It's all right, man. It's been a fun ride. Felt shitty.
Huh?
Felt already shitty when you threw that.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, of course.
4-1 underdog with 5 cards to come.
Hey!
Wait a second.
That's why they call him the stars nuts. Chino Rheem now looking for a king to eliminate Segerbrecht.
So sick. I saw the 10 and the 3. You know, I did.
Not over.
Selective vision.
Stephen Bartley calls that flop blindless. Looks down, he just can't see.
No king on the river. So Segerbrecht doubles up. Chino Rheem will be left with a 35 big blind stack.
I'll give it. Should be 197.
Oh, we've lost an EPT champion. Dmitry Abanovich is out.
Demise of Dima.
Out in 31st place. And there's the 3-bet from Marc-Andre. He re-raises to 140,000. Folded back around to Chino. He's folded. Now back to Campagna. Now, we talked about the power of the stars nuts, pocket nines. Remember, 10's are Spraggy's favorite hand. He calls him the Paul Daniels, the magic hand.
Same hand. Just too long turn.
I prefer to call him the Justin Willman.
Out turn. Volume.
It's a shove of 562,000. It's all into call for Marc-Andre.
And we know he's doing okay against 10s, but he is not likely to know that. I mean, he knows he's doing well against 10s. He's not likely to know that 10s are the hand he's up against.
Yeah.
I feel like a call would be pretty reckless here. That best case scenario, he's going to be flipping. Worst case, he's dominated. Mark can still fold and have around 35 big blinds. Marc-Andre, that is.
How many time bank cards has Marc-Andre got left?
Wow.
Well, he makes the call, and we're off to the races.
Best case scenario for him.
Flipping a coin for his PCA life.
Good luck, guys.
You guys are gonna laugh when you see what I had.
I'm gonna get something containing a deuce.
Huh?
Something
deuce?
containing a deuce.
No. I had a 10 in my hand.
Let's go, Mark. I'm genuinely rooting for you. It's nothing against you.
Well, it's kind of against him.
Needs an ace or a jack to survive. Jack on the flop. And we know that a 10 was folded by Chino Rheem pre-flop.
You don't want that?
You choose.
I mean, I'm alright. No sweat.
I bet you are.
Depends what the river is. He doesn't mind the sweat.
You guys want it?
There's a sweat.
Oh. Straight draw for Campagna. Aces and nines are working for him. 6 outs on the river, doesn't hit.
Oh, the upside down 9.
So Marc-Andre Ladouceur doubles up.
I'm trying to bust now.
Campana left with 0 big blinds.
Oh, wow, he's left with 11K.
If I lose,
Just under 1 big blind.
If somebody busts before me, I'm going to confuse.
By the way, we've been joined by Philippe Oliveira at the feature table. You will recognize him. He made a deep run in the PSPC.
More reason, though, to figure out a way that stalling doesn't impact the game anymore. Because like then it becomes a war.
So Marc-Andre opening with Queen 8.
Of attrition,
Segabrecht with King 6.
Between, who's most efficient at like stalling and these things that have nothing to do with talent.
I agree. If there was a way to just stalling being completely out of the game,
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's better for everyone.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, the problem is that it makes money.
yeah, exactly. And if some guys are stalling and you are not, you are losing some.
Right. Right.
27.
Tough fields, it's like kind of whatever.
If it's a table full of rags, fuck it, I don't mind people stalling. If it's like 5 fishes on one table, it's just ridiculous for people.
3-way action. King, King 3 on the flop.
Puta gorila, cara. Puta gorila, velho. Foi raise e hijack, aí eu dou call do... Aí eu dou call do button com par de 10. Tinha uns 47 blinds. Aí ele tá no small blind.
Go, Marc-Andre. Thinks the Jack thinks he's invincible.
That'll happen. That's how I got married.
Okay.
Sorry. My wife hates that joke, especially when I use it in every context possible.
After I've said bink the Jack.
That's a different one, yeah.
How has Simon Deadman not folded here?
I don't know.
So an ace on the turn. Both Deadman and Ladouceur now drawing dead.
Men. Cool.
So Deadman catches a small piece on the river after everyone checked the turn.
Segabrecht certainly read the book on how to slow play a hand. Didn't work out for him with the aces earlier. He likes it, though.
And Segabrecht finally going to go for a little more value. $90,000. Deadman with yet another pretty corny hand. And in a 3-way pot, he's gonna get in big trouble here.
Simon.
I mean, you had to expect that this was one of his options when you know, Brad, when you say, why is he still in this hand with 6-5 with a king-3 flop?
He had a plan.
He had a plan.
Surely he's not going to get Segebrek to fold this.
Oh, I thought that was his cards for a second.
No, it gets a little confusing, that motion. We're used to just seeing the shape of people fold, and when we see them chuck a card in, everyone...
I mean, I feel like if I were playing at the table, I'd have a hard time.
I said that. I said that because sometimes I have involuntary bodily reactions if I'm bluffing.
Yeah.
And so if someone goes to chuck cards in, like, there's a chance that I might flinch or twitch.
Something in your peripheral vision.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Segebrek does not have the nuts. What was the pre-flop action? La Douceur?
Yep.
And it went call, call?
Correct. And that is continued flop. Everyone check the turn.
So Deadman can have 3s and 5s.
Yes.
He can have a suited king. Nope.
There aren't that many hands he can have.
Yeah, he can have like an offsuit king-3 and king-5. But, and I guess he might come along for the pot odds. He can also just have a bigger king. But I don't know if he can, if he's going to raise it.
It's a nice bluff if you ever bluff. The biggest net. Show the
He
position.
does fold.
Oh, mama.
Show the deuce.
Come on, bud.
He
Show
has
it.
no idea how strong a hand he just got to fold.
No, I threw it in right away, even before it started.
Now
Wow.
he's just concerned he's going to lose another time bank card. Wow.
Well, I'm glad you got to see that one, Brad, before you left us.
Thanks for keeping me around for one more. That was worth it. I appreciate you guys letting me come in.
Not at all. And read this man's words and the rest of his team. PokerStarsblog.com. Give him a follow as well, at Brad Willis on Twitter.
Y'all take care, guys.
Thank you, Brad.
With like king something.
Meanwhile, we're
Bye,
going to
Brad.
go to the outer
He's
tables.
full or not.
Maria Ho is
King
in
10, he
action.
just calls, you know, he's not going to raise you. Yeah, I know.
And we saw a virtual all-in from Maria before the flop. She's left herself 6K behind. Maria has used up all of her time banks on the flop.
Is she really going to ever fold for that amount that's in her hand?
Throws in her last 6,000. Mihai Manole calls. So it's a queen 10-9 flop. Maria all in with 7s, and Mihai Manole has 9s. And Maria does not catch running cards, and she is out in 29th place, cashing for $38,180.
Pay out, table 1.
Simon Deadman raising under the gun. And this could be trouble. Queen high flop. Segebrek checks to the original raiser.
It's a pretty nasty board, though, for both players with their hands right now.
Yes, we may not see. Players have been playing pretty conservatively, despite some nearly identical hands.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, you know, with 27 players left at this point, everybody's going to play relatively tight. You know, the ladder up. I mean, it's really one of those spots where, like, when is it going to be next time I get to go so deep in a tournament? You know, you always think about that. Because it's 865 player field.
And Deadman bet 32,000 into a pot of 88. That's less than half pot. Sagerbrett does have to worry about this under the gun raise. Could be an overpair. Gonna be lots of big queens. Wow!
Wow.
Ships it all in, and we've seen a lot of better hands folded to moves like this. I don't think Segerbrecht is going to be that lucky this time. I don't think Deadman can get away from this.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, he's not thrilled about calling either because there's so many hands that, you know, can already be beating him at this point.
There's the
as
call.
well as drawing to.
And Segerbrecht is a huge favorite to go broke.
Yeah, being short stacked at that point, you know, you hit top pair, it's just so hard to fold. I don't mind the check raise all in there.
Yep, top pair, tough to get away from. Those time bank cards are unlikely to be necessary.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where when you're short stacked, you hit top pair, it's golden. You know, you're not ever getting away from that.
You're pretty happy until you see the hands turn over. Okay, that is a straight for Simon Deadman. Now, there are some chop outs, no? Yeah, we can put a straight on board.
Same amount of outs.
No chop on the river.
Good luck, boys. Good game, man. Good game, bro.
Take it on for Portugal, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we see a three-way to flop here. And Manuel with the top pair. And then we see Chino with actually up-down straight draw here.
They bet 45,000.
I have a straight draw with my 5 now. I have a straight draw with my 5.
45?
Yeah.
Up and down for Chino.
Okay.
Top pair for Manoli. In this, the year of Romania. It's a 10 on the turn. That's a straight for Chino. That's so Chino.
It's always nice when you just hit it right away on that turn.
I did now.
Me too.
All right, we're probably gonna see a bet from Chino here, especially with that check on the turn. I see him grabbing quite a bit of chips there. Looks like 124, 23,000.
Wow, just get the quick call. Yeah, snap call from Manoli.
And Chino's pretty much thinking that he probably should have bet 200,000 instead.
Right when I saw the flop, I'm like, fuck, a 5's dead. He keeps talking about 5. I'm like, but the 10 will come. Still a lot of 10s left.
That is the river in a hand involving Daniel Strelitz and Alexander Goffman. The board was 6-6, deuce, 6 queen. Strelitz all in. Goes by D Deoxy. Goffman asking for a count. call. Strelitz shows pocket kings.
That's good against ace queen.
Ace queen is no good. Strelitz doubles up. Goffman is going to be left with crumbs, 450,000. That's not so bad. Still 35 big blinds. And Pierre Calamusa, au revoir.
Oh, that's the chip leader for the day, isn't
And
it?
that is the start of day chip leader, and that's going to be a redraw. That is why Chino is saying bye-bye to everybody.
There is Daniel Strelitz with his 2.6 million chips. And I think, I'm hearing a rumor, Selena, that we are going to get Strelitz up on the main stage. We've just seen what his seat assignment is, and we've decided we're going to follow his progress now that he is chip leader in the PCA main with 24 players remaining. Andre Akari was at a table with Scott Wellenbach. And I think Mr. Wellenbach is also going to be coming to the new feature table. Toby Stone just saying to the players, you're not on break, don't disappear. Going to restart the clock and continue level 21 as soon as everyone is in their seats. So Andre Akari is going to be sat alongside his fellow countryman Zhao Simao at one of the outer tables. Chino Rheem also there, along with Pavel Vexler and Marc-Andre Ladouceur. But our primary focus for the rest of the evening will be our new 8-handed feature table, headlined by the chip leader, Daniel Strelitz. Let's have a look at the full lineup. So Strelitz is the big stack. We've also got Philippe Pantoja, who's got more than 100 big blinds. Scott Wellenbach has 92 bigs. Jeffrey Hakim is also pretty deep right now. Tommy Nguyen, Mihai Manole, Army Bearer, and Rajesh Vora round off this deep stacked table, Selena. The shortest stack is 47 bigs.
Yeah, that's a lot of play there.
Jeffrey Hakim with aces here.
GG.
And he is going to re-raise from the button. 3-bet from Jeffrey to 110,000.
You hope he's refreshed them all too.
Yeah, they'll get 6 results.
Looks like it's been folded back around to Philippe Pantoja. Ooh.
Ooh.
This is an ill-timed 4-bet. That said, I know it's not fashionable, Selena, to ask the question by raising, but he's going to get a very strong answer from Jeffrey Hakim, which means he'll be able to get away from ace-jack.
Wow, he's actually got a lot of chips behind still. I can see, yeah, him folding to a 5-bet if that's what Hakim decides to do.
I mean, they're playing 76 bigs effective here.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
He goes for a call.
Yes,
I
Hakim.
like that. I like that a lot.
In position. Well, we've got a big pot here already. 740,000 in the middle. And it's an ace-high flop. And we can see that Pantoja has just 1% equity, but it's not going to stop him putting chips in.
Yep, especially being the pre-flop aggressor here. You know, he's not going to fold at this point. If unless Hakim raises, he might think that he could have ace-queen, ace-king. But if Hakim choose to just call here, I could see Pantoja putting another bet on the turn. Oh, he's setting the trap there.
Hakim just calls, the 250K.
Now, if a club comes on the turn, that might help slow him down, but it does not.
It's a pretty bricky card. Oh, no.
Pantoja is looking to bet
Well, now,
another street.
both players have less than pot behind. 1.24 million in the middle. That's another 250,000 bet from Pantoja.
Now, Hakim is going to look to try to get all the chips in the middle if he can. He thinks whether or not it's better to raise him here or get him to bet again on the river. Decides to make a call. Wow, that river card is...
He just announced all in.
Yep, a quick call from Hakim, and we've just lost the player who declared he was going to be on that final table.
He's still got chips. He had Hakim covered. We might be losing him soon, though.
Okay, so he's left with 152,000 at this point.
Well, picking up the action here on one of the two outer tables, Matthias Eibinger has bet 479,000 on the river, leaving himself 100K behind, so it's almost an all-in. Marc-Andre Ladouceur with the decision, and the board is 8-8 deuce-deuce tray, so it is a double-paired board. No flush draw out there. And Marc-Andre calls. Eibinger shows 10-8 for a full house. And Marc-Andre Ladouceur mucks. And Matthias Eibinger moves up over the 2 million mark. He now has a stack of 2.1 million. Matthias Eibinger is in action again. On the turn, he bet 116,000. Chino Rheem has moved all in. Action back on Eibinger.
Gets a call.
Chino has 9-10 of hearts. That's a straight flush draw. And his straight gets there on the river. Eibinger had trip kings. And Chino Rheem will double up through Eibinger. He now has around 1.2 million.
Now I see Manoli here with pocket threes. Raising it to 35,000 at the gun. And Wellenbach here picks up pocket nines.
105.
Not now.
He three bets to 105,000. Now we see Aurora here with King Queen on the dealer button. I don't see him getting into this pot though. Especially facing a three bet. That would be a pretty loose call here by him.
Você viu a parada a merda que eu fiz nesse river?
Or folds. In fact, it's been folded back around to the original razor. Mihai Manole with his pocket threes.
Now opts to call to see a flop.
And he flops a set.
Ooh. Quick check. It's always fun to flop those sets with deuces, threes, fours.
100.
It's very hidden, you know. Most people discount those small cards on the board as insignificant.
So Wellenbach has continued for 100,000. And Manole just calls, no check raise. Ace on the turn might slow Wellenbach down.
Yeah, now there's two overcards to his pocket nines.
One a quarter.
I said it might slow him down. He barrels for 250,000.
Wow, that's a little more aggressive than I would imagine him to be.
225. He did say 2.25.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good hand. I mean, a good card for him to represent having ace in his hand, being the 3-better pre-flop.
And again, Mihai Manole just calls. River card, not a 9. Instead,
A 9 would have been fun, though.
the 7 is always coming.
All right, so we see Manole here with decision to make. Does he lead into Wellenbach on the river? It looks like that's what he's planning on doing.
Yeah. 450,000. And fold from Scott Wellenbach. Mihai Manole moves over the 100 big blind mark, now playing a stack of 1.7 million. Wellenbach down to 1.1 million, still playing 70 bigs. And we're going to the outer tables where Andre Akari is all in and at risk against Chino Rheem. Jack 10 suited for Andre. Ace Queen suited for Chino Rheem, and they've got the same suit, spades. King 7-6 on the flop. King on the turn, 5 on the river, and Andre Akari is eliminated in 24th place. Cashes for $44,060.
Good effort by Andre there. Sad to see, you know, us losing the last team pro in the field. We're seeing a raise here from the button. Wellenbach.
All right, sir.
All right, looks like we're getting some chips in the middle.
But maybe, let's see how much you got.
No, it's nothing. Just call and I double, or fold, then I double. Also, if you fold, I also double. It's even better for me if you fold.
Senior citizen trying to do math.
All right.
So
I call.
I think
No,
he's
you don't
shoved it
have
for
to.
about
You choose
6
to.
big blinds
And
from the
let's double up.
big blind position into
Idea, senor
a raise
Cristo
from
de
the
Nazaré.
button.
What is it, 101?
All right, we can see his 57% chance of winning here,
Isn't it good luck?
of doubling up.
And Wellenbach did have to call, having opened already. He was priced in. And he's got live cards, and you're absolutely right, Selena. 43% equity for Wellenbach.
It's actually so good when you call and you see you have 2 live cards. It's always,
Ace of spades.
you know, a relief when you not dominated.
7 of spades gives him too many outs.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Oh.
That was good.
GG.
It's over on the turn. Philippe Pantoja eliminated by Scott Wellenbach. He is our 23rd place finisher.
Good game.
It was great to meet you, really. It was really fun playing with you.
Good luck.
You got another hand or definitely?
Good luck in the next one.
7 seconds.
Good man. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Man.
Good luck.
I got 50 for you. No.
And we're heading to one of the outer tables. And Alexander Goffman is eliminated, down to 21.
Goffman, Gonman.
$52,440 for his 22nd place finish. And looks like players concluded at the other tables as well. Everyone bagging and tagging and getting a good night's rest before tomorrow when they play down to the final table. And here are the stacks of the players we've been watching on the main stage. Still pretty deep. Tomorrow the blinds will go to 10,000, 25,000 with a 25k big blind ante. Ami Bera and Rajesh Vora still have more than 20 big blinds each. Tommy Nguyen and Jeffrey Hakim and Daniel Strelitz playing 100 plus big blind stacks. Still 20 players remaining in the PCA main event. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. We will be back tomorrow for day 4. For now, from Joe Stapleton and me, James Hartigan, it is good night from the Bahamas.
Welcome to day 3 of the PCA main event.
Curtain up the performer, ready for the camera's aim. Float light like a feather on the path to fame. The same fate, ready for another in line. Next please, and we're getting the production time refined. With the tension moving on to the next one. Others step into the frame, they reject some. Maybe give a recognition or affection. Election and give them a vote to get attention. Forget the talent to step into the bed, seeing red. Defeating the beast to get ahead. Be the best in the contest, leading the rest. The press clamoring to get a shot at the next best.
Randy, who's your favorite commentator? Yes, Maria yesterday. James Hartman or Joe Stapleton?
It's a trap.
Who's the
I like Joe. I think he's funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I like James too, but I think Joe's got the jokes.
All the feel, only need to cut a deal. I'm praying for the call. When we risk it all. 'Cause every view's a panorama. I've never really been a fan of the drama. And seeing the point is getting harder and harder. You're digging up dirt just like a farmer. The rest, living a life to impress. Possessed by reality, fiend the interest in the guest. So nobody wants to invest. And the people are waiting for the next best. When we risk it all.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. We will be back tomorrow for day 4. For now, from Joe Stapleton and me, James Hartigan, it is good night from the Bahamas.
Welcome to day